So I saw this mould being used by Lula over at the Nerd Goblin Art, and I was wowed. And I thought, oh, I've got such a great idea for it. So we contacted BeeBeeCraft, and they very kindly sent us one. Unfortunately, Kirk got hold of it.
No, you left me unsupervised for the day.
I did. Yes, I did.
So it's your own fault.
Hey, folks, welcome back to our channel.
Hello.
So, this is a video sponsored by BeeBeeCraft. As I said, they very kindly sent us this mould. It is the fire mirror mould. I'll leave a link. There's a link to this mould in the description. And along with a 10% discount code if you decide to buy something from them.
Yeah.
We are members of their YouTube partner program, which is a program where if you have a YouTube channel and you have 100 subscribers or more, then you can contact them and they will send you free stuff in exchange for doing videos.
Yeah.
It's a very cool system.
It's my favourite price.
Yeah. What, free?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. So this is the mould.
Yeah.
What are you doing with it? Because it wasn't what I was going to do with it. It's completely different.
No. But as I said, you left me unsupervised.
I did.
For the whole day.
I did.
And I looked at this mould and I went, I quite like to do something with that.
You did.
So, and I also thought, as you're not here, I'm going to use the Chameleon flakes.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I make a mess of it, you're not going to be around to mock me.
Well, that's true.
Because Chameleon flakes are notorious for going everywhere.
I have to say, I've used Chameleon flakes, I think, twice, and both times it was just a mess. It was just not a pretty sight.
Yeah.
And I vowed that I'm not going to use them ever again. I'm not going to buy any more. But some of them, they really are quite pretty.
They are. It's just that
they're such a faff.
They are a faff, and if I'm honest, I prefer the micas.
Yeah.
I think that the effect that you get with the micas is maybe a tiny little bit better. But
do you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video where I do half of something in a Chameleon and half of it in an almost identical mica, and we'll see.
You mean a flake?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Did I say mica twice?
Yeah, well, you said a Chameleon and a mica.
I meant a Chameleon flake and a Chameleon mica, and we'll see. We'll see if there is a really visible difference.
Yeah.
Because if I'm honest, I struggle to see it.
Yeah, that's and it's very messy. So anyway, flakes. So what I did was I did put them up because I forgot what they were.
You forgot what they were.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I did the middle bit. Now my plan was to have the middle bit quite. Well, I'm not going to do anything in the middle bit. That was my plan.
Yeah.
But I want the inner circle bit to be quite a nice dark blue, and then as it goes out towards the edges, get lighter. And it looked green at the top, but at the bottom it looks a bit
red and orange. It looks, to me, it looks flame-like.
That was sort of
that's what it looks like to me, if I'm honest. But you know,
well, that's pretty much what the mould is.
Well, maybe that's not what I was going to do with it, but it's not. It's besides the point. You got to it first,
I did.
So yay. How long ago did you do this? Just the viewers.
It's got to have been 3 or 4 weeks.
And what is that on your desk that I'm looking at right now?
It's my cup of tea.
Behind the cup of tea. Is that by any chance the mould that you still have not cleaned?
I refuse to answer that, as I may incriminate myself.
Okay then, right. So we are not. We're flaking
We're flaking.
Flaking.
Yes. This took a little while.
Did it?
Yeah, it took ages.
Do you think it takes longer to put flakes on than powders?
I found that I was doing a bit more of the burnishing with the flakes than I would have if it was just a mica.
Yeah, I found that you do
And
burnish a bit more.
when I put the flakes on there as well, it just didn't look as if I was actually putting any on.
Mm-hmm.
But
now, do you think that's you, the flakes, or the mould, or just that it's a different texture to mica?
I think it was the flakes because I got a load on the brush, but as you move it from the pot to the mould,
they fall off.
They're like little lemmings. It just jumps off the brush and it goes, oh, silicone, and then just jumps to it. No matter where you're trying to put it, it just goes wherever it likes.
Do you think that explains why we see so many creators sort of tipping the pot up into the mould and then burnishing it all around?
Probably.
Okay.
But I didn't do that because I was on my own. So I didn't care. I was, it was a mock free zone.
Wow. We'll sort that out for you, Stevie. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Yeah, this did take a good couple of hours.
Okay.
But apart from the flakes being a bit of a pain, I actually quite enjoyed just doing the...
You do, though. You like sitting there brushing loads of stuff in, didn't you?
Yeah.
To be honest, I never used to, but since we got those tiny turners, I enjoy it a lot more.
Do you now?
I do.
That's a shocker.
I know.
Anyway, I think I actually went to use one of those
tiny turners.
Might be the tiny turners or one of the other super chameleons.
Yeah.
And the pot was empty.
I told you that one was empty.
But you put it back.
I know I did.
And I opened it up and it's like, oh, okay.
Isn't it annoying when somebody puts things away and it's empty?
That's why I don't put things away.
But when you do, you put it back empty.
Yes.
Very annoying.
So,
anyhow.
That little thing in the middle was one of your...
Yes.
Things.
Wow, that's really informative. That it's one of my little things.
Yeah.
So,
was it a Little Windows?
Let me explain. It is the... So I got this in a set from Little Windows, and they are little suction things.
Oh, I'm so glad you took over because that was so much better than how I was.
They are little suction tubes that when you put them onto a mould,
they suck.
They suck onto the mould and allow for almost like a drill hole to be there. But it's when you unmould, it is a perfect circle, and it's just.
I did find, I don't know what. Well, you'll see in a minute, but the board is level. But I did find that it was, I don't know whether it was the mould itself was a little uneven.
Yeah.
Because if you can, I think you can see it in one of the corners.
It's just tipping over into one of the corners.
The corners and a round thing. One of the, you can see it, look, moving.
It's dripping down. Well, yeah. So what looks like it's down on the screen. Yeah. I spoke to Lula and asked her if she had any problems with it. And
but look,
she said no, hers was absolutely fine.
It's definitely level. So the board is definitely level, but as you can see, it's sort of moving. So I just put a couple of sticks on there just to prop it up.
It needed some lollipops.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Let it dry.
Mm-hmm.
Dry. I'm
cure.
I'm having a Gertism.
It's contagious, I'm telling you.
So I let it cure, and then demould it. It's really, really nice to demould if you let it cure properly, because it's.
And did you let it cure properly?
I did.
Well done.
But there you go, and there's the hole from your little sucky thing, and then that's
pretty.
part one.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
and I was quite pleased with that. But you can see in the middle where I've put the flakes on, and you don't get that sort of effect with a mica. It's more of a
smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. But I think that's potentially, probably, realistically, a bit of user error.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I got the claw mould that we use for the Galaxy
thing.
Yeah.
Our Galaxy video, which you did a few weeks ago. You really like that mould, don't you?
I do, actually. Yeah, I think it's a really cool mould. And what I did this time was, at the bottom, there's a snake.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some of the... I think those are the Tiny Turner.
That is Tiny Turner, yeah. And I'm looking at how much you're putting. I'm monitoring.
Why?
Yes.
But if I use it all up, I'll have to get more.
That's why I'm monitoring.
And so I thought I would mica the snake, but just the snake.
Oh, I tell you, we're going to have to get some more of that. Look how much you've used.
There's loads in there.
Worth a try.
No, we're not going to get any more of those until they're all gone.
No, we're not.
Mm.
Oh, no, we're not. I've already got 3 in my car. Thank you.
Well, when the holographic chameleons come out,
I've already got. Look, listen. It's all in hand. That's all you need to know. It's all in hand.
Okay. Is it now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I believe you. Right, now, if you remember from the Christmas Temu haul...
Oh dear, yes, I do.
I got these little bendy lights.
Yes.
And what I did was glued
UV?
No, the actual thing. I'll just put a bit of wire on the ends of the light.
Yep.
And then UV'd the end into the head of the snake.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the next, it felt like a week.
It felt like a week to me as well. I was here for this bit.
You were. It was very
stressful.
I was going to say fiddly.
Stressful.
Why was it stressful?
Because you were moaning about it.
I wasn't moaning. It just wasn't bending to my will.
When something doesn't go to your will, you let me know about it. It was definitely not going to your will, and I definitely knew about it.
Yeah.
So whatever you would like to call that, most of us would call it moaning, but there you go. That's what happened.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of UV.
A bit.
And it did what it was told.
You sorted it out.
I did. Because I glued it down.
It's not glue, it's UV. They're different things.
It's stuck. It's glue.
No, that's not how it works.
Is it not?
No. Anyway, please continue.
So after a smidgen of UV and persuasion, I actually got it into a position that I was quite happy with.
So you just followed the shape of the snake, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I used a bit of aluminium and cosmic silver.
Yes.
As you advised.
I did advise that.
Yeah.
However, if it doesn't go right, I want to make it very clear that that's you and not me.
Okay. And then I did it like the marbling pour.
Yes.
Did a bit of squidgy widgy.
Yeah.
Into the claws just to make sure that there was no bubbles in there, and then just filled it up to the top. And then just put the wires. So my plan is for those wires to go through the hole in the star thing.
Yes.
But there was this little flaw in my plan.
And what was that?
The snake is on the edge, and the hole is in the the plan was for the hole to go in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So I had to bit of persuasion again, put it into the middle.
Yeah.
And at this point, this is it's a little fiddly.
It's not a little fiddly. It is a nightmare to demould. There is no other way of putting
1
it.
minute, 37 seconds later.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
And I've done it, 3 times using Aquacast, and only 1 time have I got it out in one piece.
Without it breaking.
Yeah. And I've left the Aquacast in there for a good few hours.
Yeah.
So it's just a fiddly mould.
It is.
But it's a nice mould. I like it.
So it fits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, all to your sucky thing.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do now is a bit of UV around the base, just to seal it.
Yeah.
So that I'm going to do some resin around the top bit.
Yeah.
Just to keep it in. But if I hadn't done that, it would have come out of there.
Would have poured out the hole.
It would have. Oh yeah, I used a bit of your glitter.
I know.
The celestial sky.
I like that glitter. It's really pretty.
And I drizzled it on first.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I'll just do a little bit on there and just do it quite delicately.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I haven't got time for that. So I just poured it on.
Yeah.
And
but you've got a nice lip there, so it's not, theoretically, it's not going to flow over unless you go absolutely nuts.
No. And if you notice, I've got one of those little leveling bubbles.
Yes, I can see that.
So
yeah.
I can make sure that it is completely level.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't go all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I've done that, I did drizzle some onto the rocks.
Yeah.
Because I just thought, why not?
Yeah.
And then it's a bit of tidy up, because obviously you can't pour into something like that without it dribbling all over the place.
Of course you can.
No.
No, you can. No. You can. You just you be tidy.
And then I attached the battery pack at the back.
Yep.
And these are the heat shrink
things that you bought from Temu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And word to the wise, when you're using the heat gun, don't put your finger in the way, because.
Do you know we have actually got a tool that you put on the heat gun specifically for bending wire. You do know that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do know anyway.
You didn't use it?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
That would require planning.
Well, that's fair enough then.
Yeah. And I stuck the battery pack to the back and tested that it was still working. And then it was off to the glamour shots.
Which I shall put at the end.
It's a good place to put them.
It is. Now, anyone who is still with us, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
And if you've enjoyed what can only be described as our creative chaos, please do hit that like button.
And just pop over to the side and click on the subscribe.
Why not?
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of it in the comments.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Keep smiling.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye for now.